I'm out here in my shop today to try to organize my sockets and maybe my wrenches. I'm going to try to get them on this shelf that I cleared off. So I've got this magnetic strip that came from Harbor Freight, and these used to be free with a coupon with any purchase. Well, that seems like that's all gone away. Now I believe this is less than $5. So I'm just going to stick this on the back wall here with some self-tappers. I don't know if this is going to focus. It just has the little cutting head, sheet metal, and this is a 5/16 head here. It's just what I had laying around, so that's what I'm going to use. Beautiful. Does that bother anybody that I didn't use a level or a tape measure? I think what I'm going to do for the sockets is put them on these. I bought these at Harbor Freight for 99 cents a piece. They come in 1/4, 3/8, and 1/2 inch. And I think I'm just going to cut some strips of wood so that I can put each size on a strip of wood. I hadn't figured that out yet. Then instead of having them all together, I can just grab the one that I need. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm going to start with anyways, and we'll see how it goes. This shelf is 16 inches deep, and the socket holder is about 16 inches long. I'm going to cut the boards to hold these socket holders 18 inches. That'll give about an inch on either side, and they still won't stick out very far. I won't have to put this screw right in the edge of the board and have it split. I was digging around in some scraps that I had, and I think I'm going to use this piece of 3/4 inch OSB. They actually sell it as 23/32, but me not knowing if this is going to work or if I'm going to like this, and again, I'm just in my shop messing around, so it kind of is what it is. I hate when people say that, but I find myself saying it a lot. So anyways, it's wide enough for me to get my 18 inches out of, and it's thick enough to get a decent sized screw, so when you go to snap the socket off, this thing won't pull out. But with it being OSB and not solid wood, over time, just snapping the sockets off, it may eventually pull out, but we'll deal with that, and I can always make something later, and I may end up making something different, because I find myself spending more time rearranging stuff in my shop and making stuff to organize my shop than I actually do making stuff in my shop. I don't think that made sense, but it made sense to me. I'm going to get these ripped down on the table saw. I think I'll make these 2 inches wide. I actually do have a dust collector and I have it installed and wired. It runs great, but I need to replumb the vacuum lines for it because it goes up across the ceiling and down to my table saw. I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it, and of course I ended up putting it right in the way. I know how I'm going to move it. I just haven't had time to move it. It's never going to collect all the sawdust. If I do a lot of cutting, I actually wear a mask because I'm in my 40s now. I take my health a lot more seriously than I did in my 20s. One more thing I want to mention. This is 2 inches right here. Typically anything under 2 to 3 inches, I'm going to use a push stick. I mean, it could be anything, scrap piece of wood, just you want to keep your fingers out of the blade. Okay, but enough of that, let's move on. This is it, super fancy. I think I'm going to take a router and just break the edge. I'll get rid of this sharp edge. I'm going to use a router with this roundover bit. This is a 1/4 inch roundover, and I'm just going to get rid of this sharp edge, and it'll cut down from getting splinters. If you were using some solid wood, you know, you could take a plane or you could take a sander and just you would just take this and run it here a few times. It doesn't work so great with OSB, but you get the idea. Or you could take a sander, and you don't even have to shape it with a sander. If you'll just hold that sander at like a 45-degree angle, anything close to it, and just go back and forth just a couple of times, it makes a huge difference. It'll knock that sharp edge off of there. Anything you build out of wood, it makes such a huge difference just to break the edge. I call it breaking the edge. It's much better now. No more sharp edges. And I really need a router table because I route a lot of stuff. Even if I just build some garbage for the shop, I still like to break the edge with something. This or a chamfer. I may put one in my side table here. I may put one in here eventually, or I could put one in this little outfeed workbench thing that I just threw together. Let me get the rest of these routed and I will get back to you. Well, that came off pretty easy. It looks real good, but for now I'm not going to waste the time to clean it. It's hanging over the, I don't know if you can see, but it's hanging over the edge right here. So I'm just going to try to tear off what I can. Yeah, oh yeah, that looks good. Yeah, that looks good right there. That sticker just comes right off of there. Yeah, how about we just leave them on there for now? This is the screw I'm going to use. It's just a 1/2-inch screw. Beautiful. That's beautiful. It doesn't stick out too far. I like it. Now, if I was making this for somebody, I would take the time to make sure this was dead center and I would measure the spacing, but come on now. It's OSB in a 99-cent bracket from Harbor Freight. Was my hand blocking that shot the whole time? My arm? Even though this is OSB plywood, these screws actually feel pretty solid going in. It feels like it's biting good. Let's go put some sockets on it. How you like that? That is enough to make somebody mad. Look at this. You ever have a sticker that peels off just perfectly? That'll make your day. Makes my day. They could have at least stuck that on the back side. That's beautiful. I really like the way that finishes the project. Here we go. These things feel pretty flimsy, but it seems like if you just snap it sideways, it comes right off of there with no problem. And if you try to go this way, I feel like it would just, it'd probably bend this thing, just tear this piece right off. I mean, for 99 cents, we'll see what happens. 11. I mean, it holds them good. It is a little flimsy. I'm going to get the rest of these put on and we'll see what it looks like on the shelf. Okay, so here's what I got so far. And I gotta say, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm only in it. I bought 12 of these. I got 4 of each size. I mean, the big ones are okay. And I still have a lot of sockets to dig through. But yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. These, I don't like it. So, I mean, it'll work for now, but there's a reason why these are 99 cents. I have looked over and over at the ones that have the little pegs sticking up, and you just drop the sockets down on there. And I think that's what I'm gonna make or buy. I mean, I can buy a set for $30. You know, why not waste a whole nother day making something? That's just a lot of pegs. Anyways, I still got to hang up. Still got more to do, but I'm kind of at a stopping point right here until I figure out how I want to redo this. But anyway, that's how they turned out. So, thanks for watching me waste my day today. There's a bug flying around me. When I figure out what I'm going to do to change it, I'll let you know.